So this is the last example, number 3 on page 205 in your workbook. And this one is kind of a combination of the 2 previous ones. All right, let's get started. A girl has a collection of nickels, dimes, and quarters. So I just listed them all out. Nickels, dimes, and quarters. And a total value of $11.25. She has 3 times as many nickels as dimes and 5 more quarters than dimes. How many of each coin are in her collection? So how many nickels does she have, how many dimes, and how many quarters? Well, from just reading that second sentence, she has 3 times as many nickels as dimes and 5 more quarters than dimes. That tells me that I have the least number of dimes because she's got 3 times more nickels and 5 more quarters than dimes. So dimes, let's just represent with X because he's got the lowest number of coins. Because remember, we're not talking about value at this point. We're just talking about how many, the number of dimes she has. Okay, and then it says she has 3 times as many nickels as dimes. Okay, so that's easy. So I just say 3 times the number of dimes. She has 3 times as many, right? And she has 5 more quarters than dimes. So that's not times, that's just adding. So she has the number of dimes plus 5 in quarters. She has 5 more quarters than she has dimes. So now that I have everybody listed out with their appropriate number, then I'm going to assign them their value. Well, we know that dimes are 10 cents, so we get 10 times X, right? Nickels are 5 cents, so I'm going to multiply this nickels by 5. 5 times 3X, right? And then I'm going to multiply the value of quarters, which is 25, times the number of quarters I have, X plus 5. You can pause right here, absorb that if you need to. And then I'm going to add these 3 things up, and it says I have a value of $11.25. So it's going to equal 1,125 pennies. Remember, we take the decimal point out, we convert the dollars to pennies because we're working with 10 pennies, 5 pennies, 25 pennies, so this has to be in pennies as well. So let's just write that out. I have 10x plus 5 times 3x plus 25 times x plus 5, and they all add up to be 1125. So now I just have to multiply this, distribute this guy, and then solve for x. 10x plus 5 times 3x is 15x plus 25 times x is 25x plus 25 times 5 is 125 equals 1125. Let's combine the things that I can. These 3 things are x's. 10x plus 15x plus 25x is 50x, right? Yep, 50x plus 125 equals 1125. I'll move my paper up a little bit. And now I got to get this constant over here because I want x all by itself. So I have to subtract 125 from both sides. That makes that 0. That makes that an even 1,000, which makes it easy on me. 50x equals 1,000. Now what are 50 and x doing? They're multiplying, so I have to undo the multiplication with division on both sides. And I end up with x equals 20 because 1,000 divided by 50 is 20. So remember, we are looking for how many dimes, nickels, and quarters. Well, we know x is dimes, so I have 20 dimes. Nickels, I have 3 times x, right? 3 times x. So 3 times 20, because x is 20, equals 60. So I have 60 nickels. And then quarters are x plus 5. Well, what is x? X is 20 plus 5 equals 25. I have 25 quarters. So this is my answer: 20 dimes, 60 nickels, and you couldn't even see me writing. I'm so sorry. 3 times 20 is 60 nickels. 20 plus 5 is 25 quarters. And that's your answer: 20 dimes, 60 nickels, 25 quarters.